So early on, we touched on these inversions he was using and how through the use of these inversions, Beethoven was getting these really cool lines and this really cool stepwise movement in the bass. But really what's happening is that stepwise movement in the bass through the use of the inversions is, while it's nice, is really a consequence of this relationship between the bass note and the melody, and how that's always either a third or a sixth. Those are basically inversions of the same two notes. So Beethoven's always sort of striving to get this sort of relationship between the lowest note of his voicing and the highest note, which is usually the melody, right? So you hear a lot of either that sort of interval or that sort of interval. You see some inversion of a major third becoming a minor sixth, or a minor third becoming a major sixth. So the driving force behind all of this is how important the bass is and how important the melody is, and their relationship being somewhat linked harmonically. So if I know my bass is playing an F, you're going to see, for example, in the second measure, you see the bass playing F and the melody note being A flat. And that's one of the thirds we were just talking about. And this tie-in between the significance and the weight of the bass and how drawn your ear is to the melody is constant throughout not only the first 8 measures, but the whole piece. So if we disregard the octave displacement and we play the notes together at the same time, you're going to see in measure 2, F and A flat, third. And through the inversion that we get in measure 3, we get E and G, E in the bass, G in the melody, another third. And then it goes back to F and A flat in measure 5. Measure 6, we have G and B flat. Measure 7, A flat and C. These are all thirds. So the 1/6 chord that begins measure 7 gives us this A flat and this C, and the 2/6 chord that comes right after it gives us the 6th, the B flat and the G that we were just talking about before the sus chord sends us down to C and E, another third. All right. So aside from thirds and sixths, you're going to see octaves from time to time. All right. What you won't see are fourths and fifths and seconds. This relationship between the bass and the melody will tend to not be those intervals. It will trend more towards thirds or inversions of thirds, sixths. So look for that moving forward. Try to use it if you're going to reinterpret the piece or write your own version of this piece using the elements we're talking about. All right. So the bass note relationship with the melody is significant. It's really important. So through the use of these inversions, we're getting cool stepwise movement in the bass, and we're also hammering home the point of the relationship between the bass and the melody being a third and a sixth constantly. And that reflects the harmony, that reflects the chord progression really, really well, because those are two really important voicings of any chord.